Hey guys, checking volatility is an indicator that can become your best friend in binary options trading. In this video, I'm going to show you how to properly set it, how to read it, and most importantly, how to make money with it. Stay tuned if you want to learn how to use this tool in practice. Hi everyone, in this video you're gonna learn how to make several thousands of dollars by trading with one simple strategy that I will show you today. Absolutely every person who watches this video carefully is capable of figuring it out and understanding it, but there is one big issue. You risk not becoming aware of all the nuances if you don't watch this video entirely until the very end. We're going to cover specific examples when you should and shouldn't place a trade. In real time, I will run a trading session and make several thousands of dollars. Enjoy, guys. So the link to the broker I traded is in the description below this video. Now let's add the indicators we need today. Go into the indicators section and open in the trend section. Now select the first indicator, ATR trailing stops, right here. Leave the default settings as they are. Then we go back to the indicator section, select volatility, and choose checking volatility. This one right here. Now let's see how you can trade with this strategy. First of all, let's understand the oscillator we're using. It is located at the bottom of the chart. This indicator shows the volatility on the market. If volatility is above this purple line, it means that volatility has increased. Alternatively, if volatility is below this line, it means that volatility has fallen. I hope it's clear so far. I think it's pretty simple, guys. And now let's look at the indicator we use in the chart. This indicator represents a certain line. It represents a certain support or resistance level for us, depending on the situation. So basically, if we see that the line is at the top of the chart and it is colored red, it is a resistance level for us. And alternatively, if this line is at the bottom and is colored green, it is a support level. Pretty simple, guys. So our task is to wait until the price approaches this level and then determine whether there's going to be a pullback or a breakout. If we see that the value of the volatility indicator is below this line as the price approaches one of the levels, this tells us that the level will most likely not be broken. The reason for it is that the market simply won't have enough strength and power to break through this level. So yeah. And basically, alternatively, if there is a potential for a breakout, we should see the volatility increasing as the price approaches this level. So yeah, this is exactly the principle we'll be trading today by. Of course, there are certain nuances that are important to understand, which I'm sure gonna cover throughout the process. And if you've ever got any questions, you can always ask me on my Telegram channel via the link in the description. So I found the first situation, I opened the trade downwards. Now let's see what we can note here. First of all, I can see that the price has approached our support level. From that support level, a pullback occurred. And I can see that volatility has increased as the price approached this level, and it's still positive. So yeah, I think a pullback is more likely since volatility is so high. Now let's wait for the results of our trade. So the trade closed in a profit. That's a great result. The price managed to break through the level. Let's look for other situations. Guys, I've got great news for y'all. If you want to get exclusive trading signals and strategies that aren't available on my channel, make sure to follow my Telegram. I share unique content and useful advice over there that will help you achieve your desired results. The link is in the description. So I'm looking at a different case. I'm opening the trade upwards. Let's take a look at what's going on in the chart. First of all, I can see that the price is approaching a resistance level. And as the price approaches this level, I see that the value of our volatility has increased. As additionally confirming factors, I can see this candle right here with a big shadow on the bottom and a small body. And I can also see that these full body candles over here, along with the following engulfing pattern. Just look, guys, this pattern looks like this. This is what the pattern looks like. It consists of two candles. In this pattern, in this specific example, the second candle completely engulfs the previous one. In this case, the green candle has completely engulfed the red one. This points to a strong buyer's presence. By the way, guys, while I'm explaining this, look at the impulsive motion occurring at the moment. I think it's going to be a solid profit. By the way, let me give you a tip. You should always look for confirming factors before entering a trade. Confirming factors can be certain levels or candle patterns or eventually the overall trend movement. Great, the trade closed in a profit. Now let's look for other situations. So I can see that the price is approaching our support level. I quickly open a trade so as not to lose the entry point. And now let's look at what we can see in the chart. In the chart, I can see that the price has approached the level, as I said before. And in addition to that, I can see that the volatility here is going down. This suggests that the market does not have enough strength to break through this level and that the upward movement is likely to continue. Let's talk about the indicator that shows us the levels. This indicator is primarily a trend indicator, but the lines of this indicator are created based on the recent level formation in the chart, which essentially has several advantages. Firstly, since this indicator is a trend indicator, it gives us immediate information about the general movement of the trend, which literally simplifies the analysis of the chart for us. Secondly, thanks to this indicator, we can find lots of decent entry situations as the levels in this indicator are formed at almost every price stop. Isn't it wonderful? By the way, the trade closed in a profit. We captured a huge motion, a full body candle. Let's look for other situations. While I'm looking for a proper case, let me also show you guys some situations when it's better to abstain from trading. I recommend you guys not to trade when the overall trend movement of the indicator changes. The trend change is indicated by such impulse movements of the indicator. I recommend skipping them and not opening any trades. The reason for this is that when the indicator changes direction strongly, there aren't any forward levels just yet. So yeah, don't trade in these cases. So I see the price approaching support levels and I see increased volatility. This is a great point to enter downwards. So let's see what we can note here. In addition to the increased volatility during my entry point and also the support level the price has reached, I can also see a very dynamic candle in favor of the seller. This candle tells me that there is a clear dominance of sellers here who will try to push the price lower. And also, as confirming factors, we can see that there are support levels on the downside the price is likely to be heading towards. So let's wait for the results and see how it goes. So the trade closed in a profit. That's a great result. Let's look at another situation and then I think we'll sum things up. So I found a new situation. I see that the price has approached the level and I also see that the volatility indicator says that the volatility has increased on the market. Let's see what confirming factors we can point out in addition to that. So yeah, in addition, I can point out as confirming factors that there have been a large number of other pullbacks from this level. So I'm expecting another one now. Just look at all of these pullbacks. I mean, guys, here, 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 and here. And there is also some resistance level above the price might be well targeting. So yeah, just like I said, the trade already closed in a profit, and I think we can sum things up at this point. As you can see, thanks to this strategy, I managed to make over 5 grand in literally a few trades, guys. And that's a truly impressive result. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to receive daily signals and strategic tips on binary options so that you don't have to spend a lot of time trading but still make decent money with me, join my Telegram channel via the link in the description below this video. Don't miss the opportunity to vastly increase your income. Bye bye for now. See you very soon in my next video.